Hi, my name is Dave Glover, and today I'm going to walk you through setting up global auditing within NetWitness and why you should do it. Have you ever wondered where people are logging into NetWitness from, or who's making changes to NetWitness? Maybe deleting an alert rule or deleting a reporting rule. Let's take a look at what some of this output can look like. Here I have a scheduled report that I run on a regular basis, and it's looking for logins to NetWitness. We have the time, the username, where they're coming from, and then the results. So we see here we have a couple of admins, and then we have myself logging into the system. Looking at activity on the reporting engine, for example, we can see here that we have somebody creating rules. So they created this rule, test rule, and then they also created a report called test or report-test, and then we see that they went ahead and deleted that. The same type of activity I could run on ESA rules or anything else within the system. Everything is audited. So let's walk through how you would enable this to be able to generate these reports yourself or look through investigation to see the data. The first thing we need to do is we need to go over to the admin tab. Click on log decoder. Now this would be the log decoder that you're going to send these global auditing messages to. Click on config, and we want to make sure that the Ceph parser is enabled. If this was not enabled, what I would do is I would go ahead and click this, click apply, and then either restart the log decoder, or we would reload the parsers by clicking explore, open up decoder, right click on parsers, and pick reload, and then send. There's no harm in doing this because what it does is it actually stops the process and then reloads all the parsers. This does not affect collection at all. Once this is done, we want to go to System, and here we can see Global Auditing. We're not going to go here just yet. We're first going to click on Global Notifications, and we need to make sure that you have a syslog output selected. If you didn't, you'd click on the plus, you'd select syslog, and then you'd be presented with this menu here. So I need to make sure that it's enabled. Syslog output, include local timestamp and hostname, and then click Save. The next thing we need to do is we need to define the syslog server, which in our case will be the log decoder. So again, if this isn't here, just click on the syslog, and then you're presented with this menu here, which is Define Syslog Notification Server. In our case, we're going to go ahead and put in the log decoder. If you have multiple log decoders, you'll just pick one and send the events to that. We want to pick server port of 514. We can select the protocol of TCP, UDP, or syslog TLS. And everything else we can leave as defaults. Lastly, we want to click on templates and just make sure the default audit Ceph template is there. We don't need to touch anything with it. Once we do that and we have the servers configured, the output configured, we can go here and click on Global Auditing. You will click the plus. So in my case, I already have one defined. And what you want to do is just give it a configuration name. Just a friendly name, doesn't matter what it is. And we want to go ahead and pick on the notification server. So when you drop this down, the notification server you built in the previous screen should show up here. Once you do that, click on Default Audit Ceph Template, and then click Save. Once you do that, the events should start flowing in, and what we can do is we can take a look at what that will show up as. So let's click on Investigate. We'll click on Load Values. The device type is RSA NetWitness Audit. From here, you can now see all the different types of messages that are sent in. So for example, if we wanted to take a look at the logins, what we could do is we could go ahead and add a query, and we'll do event description equals logon-web, click apply, and now what we'll see is all of the logins that happened, the source addresses they came from, and what user agent they were on, and then the results, success, failed, bad credentials in my case, but that's an example of looking at logons. Now, to look at the way we did the report, if you want to look at changes to the reporting engine, again, reports, rules, created, deleted, we'd do something very similar where we could remove this. We would go ahead and add another query, and we do process equals reporting engine. As you start slicing through the data and seeing what's available, you'll come to understand which meta keys and which values to use for the different types of investigations that you'd like to do. In my case, I know that it's process, and we can just click apply here, and now I'll be shown everything that happened on the reporting engine. In looking at this, what I find interesting is the deletes. So I can go ahead and click on that. What I'll be presented with is the different types of things that were deleted, or in this case, I have some rules and I have a report that was deleted. Once I take a look at that, I can then take the appropriate action if these were unauthorized. Much the same way, they'd show up if somebody was creating or deleting correlation rules, application rules, feeds, or any action within the system. I hope that was useful. Thank you.